Okay, today's story, my friends. Since we're holding Erev Beis Ir, which Beis Ir is the birthday of the Rebbe Marash, so a story related to the Rebbe Marash from the Fola Khan. After the Istalkos of the Tzemach Tzedek, so the Moishe is, with the exception of the Tzemach Tzedek's eldest son, the Baruch Shalom, all of his other, he had 7 sons. Actually, there was a son, Rabbi Yaakov, who didn't become a Rebbe, but all of the other ones became Rebbes. The youngest was the Rebbe Marash. Now, as we all know, initially, I don't know numbers, but initially many Chassidim, after the Tzemach Tzedek's passing, became Chassidim and attached to one of his sons. Again, the eldest of Baruch Shalom refused the mantle of leadership. And as you all know, our Rebbe is a direct descendant of Baruch Shalom. The Leivik was the 4th generation, the Rebbe the 5th generation. At any rate, so after the Istalkos of the Tzemach Tzedek, so Chassidim became attached to his various sons. But before that, I'm sorry, he's talking here about the Shiva actually. And each one, and for the whole year, each one davened for the Amid. And their davening was very different one from the other. Each one had his derech and his people that came to his minyan. So it's one chassid, he wanted to see how they all daven. So he went to see, to observe how each one davens. He went from minyan to minyan, and he's looking and he's being misbeinen in the holy sons of the Tzemach Tzedek, how they're davening. And this is what he related afterwards. He said that he saw in each one something different. Rabbi Yisrael Noach, one of the Tzemach Tzedek's sons, was a big balbechi. He cried a lot. Not just derech agav. I remember hearing a story that somebody asked him, he became a Rebbe in a place called Nyezhin, where the Mittler Rebbe is interned. So someone once asked him, Rebbe, you're crying. He cried a lot. So you're mamshich, you're drawing tears and sadness into the world because you're a Rebbe, a tzaddik. To which he responded, Unsere Tränen sind andere Tränen. Our tears are different tears. At any rate, so his davening was with great tears. And the whole davening, he was weeping. From the very beginning. And he cried the whole davening. Then you had, on the other hand, another son, Rabbi Yehuda Leib. He ended up being in Kopos. So he was a big Bali Spilos, great excitement and emotion. And in the middle of davening, he would, like losing control, he would run from one place to the other. And sometimes he would dance. And he was in a state of such excitement that by Chazaras Hashatz, when he repeated the Shemoneh Esrei, they had to tie him down to the Amud, that he shouldn't leave the Amud. And he would ask, he should tie him down. And so he doesn't go describe the other brothers, but so this Chassid saw each of the sons of the Tzemach Tzedek very different paths in Avodas Hashem. But Rebbe Marash, the youngest, didn't see anything at all. There was absolutely nothing. He davened with a quiet little melody, like a simple Jew. And there was not evident any kind of tnuah, any kind of expression that was unique. But one thing he said, I noticed, that after Aleinu and the last Kaddish, he covers his head with his talus for a few moments. And I saw this happens every day. And I wondered, what is he doing? So one day this chassid bent underneath the talus to see what the Rebbe Marash is doing at this moment. And I saw that he takes off Rashi Tefillin and he puts on Shemush Rabbah. Shemush Rabbah, there's 4 different ways basically of the order of the Parshiyas. And many Chassidim put on Rashi and Ben Tam, but there's 2 other ways, Shemush Rabbah and Ravid. The Shemush Rabbah, by the way, we don't know who the author of this sefer is. It was one of the Goinim, goes back very early. So I saw that he puts on these tefillin, which only obviously, most people, Chassidim don't do. Very few people in the world do. And when he saw me, so he gave me a little on the nose, like, excuse me, you don't belong here. So that's the story. The end was, and there are many stories, that Chassidim, most Chassidim became Makushet Reb Marash, realizing that although he went to great pains not to display his scholarship and piety, the Chassidim have a sense of smell, and they realize that this is the Rebbe. And as for the others, they lasted a generation or less, and eventually everybody became Chassidim of the Rebbe Marash. All right, friends, end recording.